let me get this right. If you're saying yes to everyone else, then who are you actually saying no to? You ever notice how people pleasing really feels noble at first? I mean, you're being kind, you're being helpful, you're being patient, doing all the things that a good woman would do. But mirrors up. God gave you one life, one purpose, and people pleasing right now is stealing that. I'm going to call this the yes trap. It's when your need to be liked is replacing your need to be led and aligned with God. It's like this. You say yes to help out at work, even though you're overbooked, overworked, overflowing. You cancel your personal time because someone needs you right now. Or you downplay your own ideas because you don't want to seem challenging or too much. Now, before long, your sense of peace begins to feel foreign in nature. Even your prayer feels rushed and routine, and your spiritual energy starts to feel depleted. You start showing up before the Creator with your leftovers, the tired, distracted versions of you, because everyone else got the best of your time and energy. It makes it so painful when you realize that you believe you're being humble on some level, but underneath it's the fear that your worth is still tied to your productivity. Many times people pleasing mimics virtue, the act of doing what's right. But because it's moving from a source of peace, it's really just you managing reactions instead of moving from your own space of thought, your own conviction. Real faith is going to require that you surrender to the idea that you have to trust God enough to disappoint some people if you have to. But people pleasing, on the other hand, is saying, I'll manage everything so nobody gets upset. And that really sounds good to us as human beings. But if you're honest about what's fueling that from you, it's more connected to your pride and maybe a sense of panic, and not that space of peace and nobility that you think it is. The more you say yes out of fear, the less space you leave for inner guidance and obedience. Because the yes trap, it doesn't shout. It's just like a low whisper, and it'll tell you that you're being helpful when really you're just being depleted and derailed. Here's what happens when your worth depends on keeping everyone comfortable. You lose sight of what God wants for you. You stop asking introspective questions like, what's right for me? What's right for my spirit? You continue asking yourself, who's going to be disappointed? Who's going to feel some kind of way? It's not like faith fades all at once. It fades in those distractions. You're managing outcomes instead of trusting the alignment, or you're more concerned with what's happening visually, that you have lost sight of what's happening internally to you with your Creator. This yes trap, it doesn't steal your belief. Not that you stop having faith or anything like that. It steals the balance. It derails the internal compass in a way. You're still faithful. You're still making prayers. You're showing up. But you're burning yourself out trying to be faithful to other people's expectations instead of God's expectations for you. So let me say this clearly. Boundaries aren't rebellion. They're opportunities for you to reverence where you are as a person and basically saying, I trust God to carry what I can't. The yes trap convinces you that saying yes is surrender. But sometimes it's really just self-neglect. You're calling it obedience, but really you're running and hiding from guilt or rejection or discomfort of being misunderstood. Real faith isn't about doing it all. It's about discerning and deciding what is for me and then leaving off of the rest, believing that it will be handled. What's for me is for me. What I can handle is for me to handle. I'm not here to handle everything. And understanding that every yes that comes from that space of guilt and discomfort or fear of discomfort is draining the strength that you need to actually be on the path that you're supposed to be on. doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, being the person you're supposed to be. And you can't do that while chasing everyone else's comfort. Sometimes the most faithful thing for you to say in the moment is no. And I'm not saying this is easy. You don't owe anyone constant access to your energy. You owe God your alignment. You owe God your obedience. Start small. Say no when you feel it in your spirit that you need to take a pause. Protect your prayer time. Protect your quiet, inner collective time. Let silence be your reset. Because as we say, at the end of the day, the approval fades, but your alignment to the Creator, that stays. So ask yourself, am I living by faith or by fear of disappointing someone? And if that answer stings a little, that might be your cue that your soul is trying to tell you something, that you might actually be caught up in the yes trap. And before you log off, I don't share because I've mastered it all. I share because I've lived it and I've learned, and I want to share that with others. I'm here as a fellow sister. And if there's one thing that I know for sure, is that we're navigating this messy, beautiful humanity together, with some of us just a few steps ahead of the others. Consider subscribing to the channel. Come back and have more conversation. God willing, I'll see you in the next one.